And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, thanks for joining us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got attorney Milly Athanason joining us here in just a moment. Also, later on in the program, we've got Thomas King representing Florida Firearms Academy, longtime friend of the Quarterback Show. And we also have a couple new listings we will let you know about and some good stuff happening. Also, we're going to get an update on some of the new laws that have recently gone into effect. Milly is going to give us an update there. Milly Athanason, AthanasonLaw.com. Also, here's one I really hope kind of gets passed here. This is proposed by a Republican in Georgia. She's proposing no tax on home sales acts would eliminate the federal capital gains tax on sale of primary residences. So as it is right now, after 2 years, you'd have to wait 2 years, and then you can exclude up to $250,000 in capital gains from taxation when selling a primary residence, or up to $500,000 for married couples filing jointly. So now this new law potentially could reduce that altogether. So, think about it. We're getting taxed every year. We're paying a tax bill. And then when we do decide to finally cash in and sell and maybe just transfer that equity to another home most of the time, right? We're going to buy a new home anyways. Then we're getting taxed on that. So it's double taxation. So that's one that I'm really rooting for right now. So I hope that one goes through. All right, a couple of hot listings, and we'll jump right into this. We got a listing here at 3308 Landing Place in Palm Harbor. Beautiful home. This is a luxury home in a luxury neighborhood on Lake Tarpon. You've got 3 bedrooms plus an office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, Cobb's Landing, Palm Harbor, Florida. 3308 Landing Place. This one has over a third of an acre of land, ground level master bedroom, private pool, private marina with boat slips, and a ramp that goes out into Lake Tarpon, which is one of the largest lakes in Central Florida. And at 2,500 acre lake, plenty of fishing, skiing, all types of water sports, jet skis, and you also have a option for dinner there on the lake over there at the Lake Tarpon. All right, another hot listing here at 2547 Lexington Oak Drive in Brandon. This has got to be one of the best priced townhomes in Brandon, Florida. This one's 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1-car garage, 1917 square feet, new flooring, fresh paint, fresh carpet throughout. All bedrooms have been remodeled, remodeled en suites as well. Beautiful community pool, large community pool. You also have a lighter color kitchen, stainless steel appliances. People really love that lighter color granite countertops. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And if you're buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Milly Athanason, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Brandon. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah, appreciate you with the updates here, coming strong with these updates. There's a lot of good things happening, and, with the legislative victories, a lot of them are related to real estate. We had this elimination of the business rent tax, more money funded for hometown heroes. My Safe Florida Home Program gets more funding. You also have $385 million for state and local affordable housing programs. Lots of good stuff happening. What are you seeing on your end?
Yes. Well, now, for example, so some of the laws go into effect July 1st, and some of the ones that you mentioned, such as the no sales tax on commercial leases, that doesn't go into effect till October 1st. So I'm going to cover some of the ones that go into effect in July that are now on the books. One of them is Animal Cruelty Database, or Dexter's Law. And what this does is it creates a sentencing point multiplier for the crime of aggravated animal cruelty. So, with criminals, they have point sheets that dictates the terms of their sentencing. So if you're convicted of aggravated animal cruelty, which is the knowing and intentional torture or torment of an animal that injured, mutilated, or killed the animal, then you're going to get a multiplier of 1.25. And then beginning in January 1st of next year, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement has to post on its website the names of persons who have been convicted of or who have entered a plea of guilty of or nolo contendere to the animal cruelty. So it's basically kind of like a sex offenders list, except it's going to be an animal cruelty database as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good thing, because people should know if their dogs are dangerous, and if they should also know. And there's another law about that we'll get into. But I think it's time that the state has dealt with animal cruelty for all of those animal lovers out there.
Yep.
Another one that's really important for everyone to know about is the dangerous speeding law. So if you are convicted or found to have engaged in dangerous excessive speeding, which is a driver that exceeds the speed limit by 50 miles per hour than the posted speed limit, or under any conditions operates a motor vehicle at 100 miles per hour or more, they're going to be subject to fines, including jail time, mandatory hearings for drivers committing these infractions, and authorizing police officers to indicate civil penalties on traffic citations for these significant speed violations. They're trying to cut down places like, Alligator Alley, where people just fly through there on their way to Miami or what have you. So this because there's been a lot of deaths resulting from these high-speed incidences, so they're trying to cut down on that in Florida. So be careful of that, because it's going to exceed just a regular traffic penalty like you would get for a ticket.
Yeah, as it should. Let me ask you also, while we're on the traffic side of these new laws and the update from Milly Athanason here, is there still that law, or did that law go into effect? I know it was talked about. I just can't recall. If you're driving slow in the fast lane and you're seen to be obstructing, because it would cause a lot of accidents, people would have to pass in the right-hand side. Can you tell me about that one?
Yes. Basically what that means is that if you are going less, I believe, than 40 miles per hour, if my memory serves me right, in the left lane, you can be ticketed for that. That if you're going to drive at below the speed limit like that, you should be driving in the right lanes. And these are for generally for roads that have a speed limit in excess of 40 miles per hour as the posted speed limit.
Yeah.
That's my recollection of the law.
Yeah.
So if you are going to drive slow, I call them Sunday drivers. People have other names for them, but if you're going to be a Sunday driver, move to the right.
Yeah, Ludacris had a good song about that one. If you know, you know.
Ooh,
get out the way. Yeah, that one. That one.
So, yep. So now they're in education. People that are attending private schools and charter schools are now going to be allowed, and virtual schools. There's another law for the virtual schools. Any of the students that attend those types of programs are now allowed to participate in the sporting events or the instruction programs for sporting events at public school facilities. So it basically allows students that are, doing the VPN or otherwise homeschooling or what have you to participate in sports and extracurricular activities through the public schools, because generally, obviously charter schools and a lot of private schools don't have a lot of extracurricular activities. So that was the reason for that law, which I think is good for the kids. I always think that if a child is involved in extracurricular activities, it's probably less likely they're going to be involved with bad types of behavior, because they're part of a team. They're held accountable for their actions. So I do think that it's a positive note for people that are attending these smaller schools to be able to participate.
Yep. Agreed.
One thing that's been going back and forth is this Gulf of America, and the bill requires now state agencies to update references from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America in all educational facilities. Dangerous dogs. That's one that we need to worry about if you have a dangerous dog. It's based on it was called the Pam Rock Act. And it revises state regulations on dangerous dogs, requiring confiscation and impoundment of dogs involved in the dangerous dog investigations and mandating notification to owners of final dangerous dog classifications. And it also necessitates that owners buy liability insurance and microchipping devices for their dogs that have been classified as such. And it increases the penalties for owners of these dogs that cause severe harm or injury or death to people. And so that's something that we need to worry about. Before, with dogs, what was happening is, people would get injured by a dog and sue the homeowner and their homeowner's insurance would take that. But what's happened now is that most insurance companies exempt that from their policy. So in other words, the policy has an exception that it does not cover for injury, harm, or death caused by a dog on the premises.
Yeah, the attorneys representing the insurance company said, "Hey, wait, these are hurting our profits. We got to get rid of these. Let's do a carve out here."
Exactly. So since that has come into play, now they're trying to impose like state penalties and for violations and having dangerous dogs, so that the person that is injured can make some sort of recovery through a penalty or a restitution or something like that. So that's I think that's an important thing, and it should put people on notice that they need to beware of their dangerous dogs and take proper precautions for keeping them fenced in and not letting them roam about the neighborhood, if you will. As far as for rental agreements, it now allows, if your lease provides for it, or if you have the tenant sign a provision in the lease allowing the amendment, Florida law now allows electronic notice to tenants and with regard to electronically delivering the required notices under the Florida Residential Landlord and Tenant Act. So where you would have to personally serve or post notices, you can now send them electronically. You just need to make sure that if you're going to email it, that you have it in your lease agreement that you're allowed to do that.
Okay. That's a good point. Make sure you have it in your lease agreement that they agree to accept electronic communications, and you should probably put the actual address in that lease agreement, would be my guess.
Yes, you should. That would be the proper way to handle it. But yes, I think that's great because it's going to save landlords a lot of money instead of having to, hire process servers or go out and post notices on the doors and things like that to serve electronic notices, which I think is important. And they're traceable because everybody has an IP address, so
right.
That shouldn't be a problem. There's now, in addition to Amber Alerts, there's now going to be something called a Spectrum Alert for missing children who are on the autism spectrum disorder, which would be compatible with existing alert systems out there. And it also provides for a training program for people in handling these spectrum alerts. So if you see one, what it means is that it's for a child that's missing that is on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
And has a diagnosis. So, in other words, there's already an Amber Alert, but now we can increase it to a Spectrum Alert if the child is missing and has autism, because obviously there's going to be different ways of trying to, well, not that there's going to different ways in trying to find them, but to put everybody on notice that this child does have autism. So there, I think that's going to help police officers when they're searching for people and so forth. So that is a good thing.
Yeah.
Immigration services. It addresses notary public fraud and the unlicensed practice of law in immigration matters by prohibiting notaries from using certain titles implying their legal expertise and requiring unlicensed individuals providing immigration services to post notices stating their lack of legitimate accreditation. Because what's happened out there with many people, they come to the United States, they're trying to get work through immigration services, and they hire like a paraprofessional or just a notary because they tell them that all they have to do is fill out the forms correctly. And then, they notarize it, and then they charge, and they lead the people to believe that they're lawyers when they're not.
Yeah, exactly. You see that. And that leads to a question. We're coming into a break, but I want to leave this question as a teaser for the next segment for you, Millie. So how do you see artificial intelligence, AI, how do you see AI affecting the legal profession? Because I think that's kind of leading into that a little bit, what you just mentioned as far as paralegals. It seems like there may be some researchers, paralegals potentially, that could be replaced by AI. But we're going to pause right there. Quick break. Right back. More with Milly Athanason coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Law offices of Millicent B. Athanason P.A. She's online at athanasonlaw.com. And, of course, you can see all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. B Rimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. B Rimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20 plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win, making you more informed as a consumer. and making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Milly Athanason, attorney Milly Athanason, that is, joining us here as well. Kind of going through what was in some of the Florida's recent legislative sessions and talking about new laws and things and how they might affect your life. So we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. Before we do, we like to feature our real estate listings on air, and it's part of a strategy that helps us sell faster for more money with less headaches, and we're maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings by featuring our listings live on air on our daily talk show, seen and heard by thousands of people, maximizing that exposure for you if you're selling a property. 7991 Lake James. We've got a property listing here. This is compliments of Jamie on our team. This is Lake James Boulevard in Lakeland, Florida. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 3-car garage. 1890 square foot single family home, and it's built by renowned Ernie White Construction, 55 plus gated community in Lakeland, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. I love the interior colors here. It's got that lighter color scheme in the kitchen, lighter color cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, beautiful property there. Lots to do in that community as well. Heated pool, fitness center, clubhouse, shuffleboard, bocce ball, and more at 7991 Lake James Boulevard in Lakeland, Florida. Beautiful property there. 14420 Bailey Hill Road, Brooksville. This one is a Brooksville property listing that we have. Vacant land, 3 acres of agricultural zone property, unimproved land. You're surrounded by beautiful trees, residential homes, and larger ranch-style properties. Great opportunity. You're close to Cortez Boulevard, downtown Brooksville. 5 minutes to a public boat ramp that leads out into the Gulf of America. Great opportunity to buy real estate. And we have vacant land, residential, commercial listings. We're selling businesses as well. And if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or refinance, we would love to talk to you. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Milly Athanason, what is the answer? What do you think about that? How do you see AI, artificial intelligence, affecting the legal profession, and have you seen any of that already taking place?
Yes, absolutely. It's bolted in, and I think it's here to stay. The Florida Bar's position on it, from reading the disciplinary action reports, is that they're fine with people utilizing AI mechanisms and skills, but you still have to be a lawyer and make sure that you proofread and verify all of your sources. To give you an example, there was a guy that got not only reprimanded but suspended from the practice of law in South Florida by the Florida Bar, because what he did is he was doing a legal argument in the form of a memo that he turned into the court, and he utilized ChatGPT to write the memorandum of law for him. And in there, all of the cases that he cited as the legal authority had absolutely nothing to do with the subject of what the memo was about. And so the Florida Bar basically said flat out, you can use GPT and other AI-type mechanisms, but it doesn't alleviate you of the responsibility of practicing law and making sure that when you represent matters to the court that they're accurate. So what's happened now with AI in the legal profession, there's many companies now, because legal research is now pretty much done all online. It used to be that we had law libraries and we would all go to the law library and research and we would shepherdize cases to make sure that there's still good authority and all this stuff. Now you buy computer programs that do that. You just type in what you're looking for, and it tells you whether the law is still current. They will shepherdize it and see if there was another case that supersedes it or something like that.
30 seconds.
So we already use legal research online, but there's a difference between using legal research online and having somebody or AI do the work for you.
Right.
What I think is going to happen, and what I think we will see, is that routine documents such as notices of hearing and certain requests for discovery and stuff will probably be things that AI can handle because they're regular and routine and they're pretty much all the same for the most part. But when you're dealing with things that require certain special knowledge that are not routine, you need to use your own skills as a lawyer. It's kind of like using a paralegal.
Right.
Yes, they know stuff, but they don't know what you know.
That's right.
Attorney, And you know, I always tell clients, I have this happen to me all the time where people come in the office and they'll say, well, you know, I Googled this and they said blank, blankety blank. And I'm like, yes, well, last time I checked, Google didn't go to law school.
That's right. 833-ASK-MILLY. Caller direct, 833-ASK-MILLY, AthanasonLaw.com. Milly Athanason, thank you for joining us.
Yes, take care. Have a good one.
All right, my pleasure. Quick break, right back. Thomas King.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we got Thomas King in studio with us, Florida Firearms Academy, FFAtampa.com, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All things Second Amendment related, and we're going to talk about golden rules today as the topic of conversation. You remember that movie Alien versus Predator? We got a new take on that we're going to play as well, a clip that I found on social media. You know, sometimes you're scrolling and you just have to pull these clips. And, I got a radio show. I said, let's throw them in the show. And Yumiko's nice enough to put them up here and tee them up for us. So let's talk to Thomas King here in just a moment. Before we do, a couple of hot listings from the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. We got a beautiful listing here at Magnolia Island Boulevard. This one's 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. This one's in Claremont, Florida. 5 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath. You have a 2-car garage as well. 3121 square feet. Full acre of land. You got a gated community here with lake access. Now, this is truly a gem. This is a rare gem at an excellent price because Magnolia Island is home to only about 30 homes in there. Private pool, spa, screened-in lanai, lighter color kitchen cabinetry, and again, an acre of land, estate-style home, 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard in beautiful Claremont, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. 9594 Southeast Mare Camp Road. This is a commercial listing of mine. I really love this property because you're getting income, you're getting cash flow, not only from the business, but also from rentals and other income streams that the owner has procured. You have 5,725 square foot building. You have almost an acre of land, and all that for just about $1.2 million, I believe, is our latest list price. We just did a price improvement. 9594 Southeast Mare Camp Road, commercial property for sale, business for sale. From the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, satellite phone store, by the way. You got to have a satellite phone today. If you don't have one these days, it's a little bit of a risk there. There's all kinds of things that can happen. Sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback. Sat for satellite, 123.com/REQB. Check them out, our friends at satellitephonestore.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, Thomas King back in studio with us, sir. How you been?
Good to be here. Always a great time. I've been great, man. It's been a little busy at the store, but took some time to run down to the studio to come see you guys.
I love it. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate you coming in. And we got some really cool, hey, there's a lot of stuff in the news. I love to follow Charlie Kirk and Mike Gallagher and some of the great show hosts here. This is one that, he posted. It's a automation, not amnesty. So you have, these automation machines, because they're always saying all these illegals need to be picking the fruits and things like that. But you got a machinery now that can do a lot of that. And, and you think about, self-defense, today. I mean, there's all these illegals. You got the Border Patrol getting shot in the face the other day. It's terrible what's happening in the streets out there.
They'll probably be pretty soon automated security out there. You'll have these cameras with mounted firearms on them. You never know. You're going to have Terminators running around. Yeah. They had RoboCop, the movie. I mean, we're probably not far from it these days.
Not far from it. Here's that clip, too. Let's get this clip in. Here's this really cool clip.
Rather than deport all of the illegals, what they should do is they should offer them a deal where if they hunt down 5 child predators, then they can get their papers. Right? And then we call the program Alien versus Predator.
Alien versus Predator.
I've seen that movie.
I like the music they put back there.
Yeah. Well, so we got, it's a true issue right now, right? There's so many illegals in the country, and we're rounding them up slowly, but the left is continuing to fight it, and they're fighting against Alligator, Alcatraz down there, saying environmental concerns. But you know, Thomas, you have a unique lens because you're seeing our communities through the eyes of former Marines, former police officers, sheriff's deputies. You're seeing it through all these different lenses, and you're hearing stories that the average public, citizen will not hear.
Right, that they won't post on any kind of news because you can't scare away all your tourists. But the break-ins around here are off the wall. I mean, it's in the robberies are just crazy. And I've gone over how they do it and what they do. And you just have to have your eyes open, man. Make sure you're there. Make sure you have protection. Make sure you're knowing how to protect you and your family at all costs because, the threat is real. And it's out there everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter how great of a community you live in. It's real. So be protected.
What is your thought about, I'm hearing more about these different types of guns. There's one that starts with a B and these different names. Obviously there's no substitute for a person that knows how to properly load, hold, aim, and shoot a proper firearm. But are some of these non-lethal forms okay too? What's your thoughts on that?
They're great if you can't handle a firearm, but still, even those kinds of, like if you shoot a projectile that has mace or inside of the ball, that gives you just time to get away. It doesn't eliminate or stop the threat. It could slow them down. Even anything that electronic or a taser that some people it doesn't reflect to them. So you're just using time to stop to get away from the threat. Now, anything with a handheld taser, you have to be close up. And if you're not good with arm-to-arm combat, then you're not going to probably have a good time. It's going to be taken away and used against you. Yeah. So make sure what you are going to use, even a baseball bat. I mean, if you're not even good at swinging a baseball bat, it's going to be taken away and used against you. There's many people that can do it. We train how to take away some kind of baseball bat or stick or baton from you, and we will use it to our advantage if we have to.
Right. Yeah. And it comes down to a lot of times, and that's why women especially need to have firearms. They have to learn how to do this, and the husband or boyfriend, whatever, is not going to be there all the time, and the weaker person is not going to win if there's a head-to-head. And a lot of times it's 2, 3, 4, 5 on one. Like some of these home invasions you hear about, it's not just one person going in there.
No, it's usually at least 3 now.
Yeah.
So that's why we have so many ladies coming in now, because they're single moms and they don't want to be a part of this threat anymore. They're going to do whatever they have to stop the threat, because they're mama bears. They're going to take care of their family, and they're going to make sure that they do it and do it right. That's why most women know, I'll spend the $55 and learn how to use a firearm correctly and safely.
That's right. Absolutely. Florida Firearms Academy, FFATampa.com. Thomas King, longtime friend of the show. Facebook.com/Florida Guns. And if you sign up on his social, you're going to see a lot of great content there. Also, a lot of giveaways. He's very charitable. A lot of
giveaways right now. If you get on there, if you bring in a toy right now, you could probably win a 2011 pistol, and it's awesome. We're giving away the new Canic. That's the hot one that just came out, carry gun. Just come on in. We're giving away this week, so you have to come to the store and get a ticket.
Christmas in
July,
yep.
Right.
Yeah, that's
some
cool.
of the things I wanted to go over today was some of the golden rules, and this is for firearms. So people know these rules, or if you have a firearm, please know at least these rules, because there's so many people that know it or don't care about it or have no idea about it. But this is what keeps you safe. So number 1, keep your muzzle pointed in a safe direction at all time. You wouldn't believe people that point guns at people and they have no idea. It's what we call flagging. Keep it in a safe direction. And you know what? We teach you this and how to do this. Number 2, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready, on target, ready to shoot. Everyone picks up a firearm and immediately their finger is on the trigger. That's how accidents happen. That's how people shoot themselves or other people. Even a holster drawing, people put their finger on the trigger, boom, they shoot their foot before they pull the gun out. It happens to everyone that doesn't have proper training or doesn't go into a muscle memory type of training, even law enforcement. And number 3, know what's beyond your target. So if you're shooting at a target, what's behind it? If there's a kid's school behind it, well, then you're shooting at the wrong target. You need to move your angle or get a different place. If there's a threat there, even if there's a threat there, know what's beyond your target, because instead of you becoming a hero and stopping a threat, now you're a murderer because you shot someone. The number 4 rule is what I always that's the plain rule you got to know, is always treat your firearm as if it's loaded. If you do that, you should have no problems and you're going to be safe. But follow these at least 3 rules. That's what's going to keep you safe in life with the firearm. But please come in. Go to your nearest gun range that has firearm training. Get to know the instructor. Tell them what you want, what it's for. It's for competition. Oh, great. Well, I'm going to teach you competition, because home defense training, completely different. So you want to let them know exactly what you want to get out of the class. If it's a big price tag on that course, well, then shop around. But make sure you get someone very reputable and is certified and licensed.
Yeah, absolutely. Visit Thomas over at his location. It's a great location right off of Tampa Road there, kind of close to the racetrack over there and the flea market. Great location. What's the address, Thomas?
We're at 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue.
Yep, and it's a great location.
Tampa.
You go in there. You have ladies, Mondays are ladies' day. You sign up for classes. You got store hours there on the website as well. But great training and a great staff, very friendly staff. Great prices on a lot of the guns and ammunition there as well.
Try to keep everything affordable, even the training, because that's what we really want you to take. We want our community to be safe. The more people that are co-active in protecting people, that's what we want.
Is there anything new? I mean, now that we have Trump administration in there, they're probably not attacking the Second Amendment. But are there any new legislative moves?
So there's so many coming out. They recently just wanted to take away the NFA Act, the National Firearms Act, which would mean, you can just come in and buy a suppressor and take it home, or SBR, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns. These things are really not. They shouldn't be on the list as well, but right now they're saying if you buy a suppressor coming up shortly, you don't have to pay the government a $200 tax stamp anymore. Okay. So you don't have to pay a $200 tax stamp to have a short barrel rifle.
Okay.
So normally all of the stuff that we buy is an SBR, short barrel rifle, or a suppressor. We want you to have a suppressor on your firearm so you don't blow your eardrums out. We want you to have a short barrel, because if it's something for defense in your car, you can't swing around a 16-inch barrel in your car. You're going to be hitting the roof and hitting your dashboard and hitting your steering wheel.
Right.
You got to be able to have something that you can use against the people that are. They have everything. They have full auto. Bad guys don't care. They don't fill out anything. They just make it.
Yeah.
So you have to have something to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw where the Act Blue and the USAID, all that money, where that was going. You can imagine how much was being put into criminals' hands, bad guys' hands, and how much they were using it for any type of equipment and guns and ammunition, things like that.
Yeah, bad guys, they don't care. They always have the best of whatever the best, because they don't have to pay for anything because they steal it, and they don't have to worry about laws because they're bad guys.
Yeah, exactly.
How convenient is that?
Yeah, we're talking with Thomas King here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. He's the owner and president CEO of Florida Firearms Academy. And I got another clip, because I know you are a moral man. You're a man of faith. And I love it when these athletes are getting interviewed after games. And I don't even know the basketball player's name, but I just saw this clip, and it was really cool. Here's a clip of an interview, post-game interview by a reporter. The question, it's very interesting.
A non-basketball question. Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
I'm only familiar with one royal family. I love that, right?
That's the only one that I look up to. So
it is, yeah. I mean, I see, it's like this pop culture-y thing, this Charles and Princess Diana and all those guys. Like, no, I'm not really into monarchies anyways, It's like...
there is no king to me.
Yeah.
My last name is King. I'm not a king, though.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a president, but he's elected by us, and he works for us.
He's a servant of the people.
He's a servant of the people, and so is Jesus. So.
And he's doing a heck of a job, by the way. Here's another one that's coming out. Hopefully, this is MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, putting together a bill to end capital gains tax on selling your home. So traditionally, as it is right now, if you sell your home, let's say you live in your home for 20 years, 30 years, you expect to cash in, and nope, the government's going to step in. So right now where it sits, it's $250,000, and that's outside of 2 years. If it's inside of 2 years, that's looked at as an investment. and then it's $500,000 exemption for married couples. But the new bill is saying, hey, let's get rid of it altogether. The bill known as No Tax on Home Sales Act would eliminate the federal capital gains tax on the sale of primary residences. So that's a big deal, man.
It should be called the robbery tax. You know? I mean, honestly, this should have never been implemented.
Yeah.
People that their parents pass away and they want to give their home to their kid, they can't take the home anymore because they got to pay the capital gains tax on it, and they have to sell it. A home that could have been in your family for generations, but they can't pay for it. So the capital gains tax, that is a bunch of BS. You know, we think we live in the country of freedom, but when you put things like that on, we're still just slaves.
We're moving back towards it, though. I tell you, you know, look, the reign of the Obamas, the Clintons, the Bushes, all those, they're gone. That's done. It's over.
Tax you to death, keep you as a slave, don't give you a bone.
Yeah.
We got to just move forward where we go back to the land of the free, because it's too hard for kids today. They can't even afford these houses that are out there right now. We got to get the interest rates down. That's right. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, and we're moving in the right direction. That's no doubt. Quick break, right back. More with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy. Check them out online, FFAtampa.com. Quick break, right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County for all of your estate sale needs. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Reach out to Jennifer. Tell her you heard about her here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. And stop by their store, the Blue Moon Store, at 1479 South Belcher in Largo. 1479 South Belcher in Largo. And that's BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're talking with Thomas King here, Florida Firearms Academy, on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We always feature our listings as well, and we got a property on South Taylor Road. This one's in Seffner. This is a perfect vacant land property for an investor that would want to put in, let's say you build some duplexes in there. Zone RD6 for residential duplexes, 2.4 acres, South Taylor Road in Seffner. We got a motivated seller here looking for the right buyer. Great opportunity, easy access to I-4 and I-75 as well. Buy some dirt, invest in real estate. It's the winner. You're going to like it. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
All right, Thomas King, talking about that golden rule.
Love me some good dirt.
Yeah.
So life's golden rule. What are the golden rules that people should know?
Do unto others as you have them do unto you.
So that's Matthew 7:12. Whatever you wish that others would do to you, also do to them. That's Matthew 12. That's the number one golden rule. If you don't know that or you don't follow that, then you're going to have a hard time in life because you're going to treat people wrong and they're going to treat you wrong. So number 2 is what I got is embrace continuing learning and growth.
Yes.
When do we ever stop learning? I mean, if you're not learning right now, especially in the world of business, in your religion, with your family, with your friends, you're not going to grow, right?
I'm learning Spanish right now.
Are you really?
I got a guy that's going to teach me Spanish in 30 days. I'm going to help my real estate business.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what actually helps out because there are a lot of people that are from other countries that are here legally and they still speak Spanish. They don't, and you know what? I appreciate that all day long.
Yep.
I wish I can learn how to speak Spanish. I keep trying. I keep failing, but I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. Take responsibilities for your action and choice. I think that's one of the golden rules for life lessons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not taking, that's how you actually learn something. If you're not taking responsibility for what you learn, then you're putting it on someone else, and you're not learning.
Yeah.
From what you just made that mistake.
My little boy loves Spider-Man, and in that movie, there's a clip where Grandma's telling him, with great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben maybe said that.
He did, and I've always used that, and you have to. Because if not, you're gonna fall down and fail. One in the business golden rules. What's your biggest business golden rule?
Business golden rule. Well, I go back to the continuing education thing.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with continuing education.
That's
the greatest. I've heard it said like this: the only sustainable business. What's the key word there I'm missing? But is basically the ability to outlearn and outthink your competition.
Right.
Yeah.
Your platform and how you roll. You got to know.
Yep.
And it's not always about. So business, my business number one golden rule was always add value or solve a problem. And this is the fundamental purpose of success for business. Whether you're selling a product or service, it must generally provide value to your customer or solve a problem they have. If your offering don't improve their lives, that make things easier or save them money, that's where you're going to fail. If you're not adding something to it of value, but act with integrity and ethics, and that's a big one for me. If you're not giving that respect to your clients and customers, you're going to fall on your faith. And if you give that unethical practice, it may yield you some short-term gains, but eventually it's going to lead to lost or even your trust or reputation or damage, but it also could lead to legal repercussions down the rules. So always have your integrity and ethics in line.
Yeah.
And understanding your management and manage your finances. And this is where everyone fails. If you don't manage your finances, you got to know what your means of understanding your revenue, your costs, your profit margins, your cash flows, and having clear financial plans, you're going to fall flat on your
numbers.
face.
You gotta
all
know
the
your
time.
Numbers. Yep. Conversion rates, prospects, how many prospects convert, what's my percentages. Yeah.
There's so many people that I know that opened a business and they were ready to go and they're gung-ho and their spirits are high and they just didn't have the tools to push them to keep them to go forward.
That's right.
But you never know.
Yeah, a lot of people say I want to start a business to have more free time. It's like, nope, that's the wrong thing. It's almost like having a baby, man. You start a business, you got a whole new deal. You're the HR, you're the processing, you're the accounts receivable. I mean, you're sales, you're everything, right?
Right.
Every department, that's you, Thomas.
I know.
Right?
You take all the responsibility, the liability. Speaking of babies, how's your baby going?
Oh, it's going great, man.
Yeah.
Yep. We got a beautiful
3.
baby boy, Braxton Paul. Is doing great at home, man.
You got to be rich to have 3 kids. I just want to put that out there.
I'd
have to sell a few because I'm like, man, I can't. I can only afford this one right here.
Well, isn't that a sad state of America where we're at now? Is that it's the average? Kirk talks about this a lot. It's something like 36 weeks. What it used to be in the 80s as far as labor. Mm-hmm. Now it's 58 weeks, 62 weeks, whatever. But the point is, you got to go in debt now to do that same income levels that you did in the 80s.
I hate the fact that you have to be in debt to go to school and learn. And
yes.
So now you have to have a job and go to school. If you want to even try to stay on top of it. And most people don't learn today that, working an hourly job is not going to cut it anymore. You have to make money while you sleep.
Right.
And that could be with investing. That could be with an online store. That could be something that's not taking up your time, a lot of your time.
Side
but you
hustle.
Still have to have that side. Exactly.
That's right. 7 to 11. A lot of people say, I can't. When am I going to do it? 7 to 11. What are you doing between 7 and 11? That's the idea. Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, FFAtampa.com. You can find him online. You can also find him on our website at consumerqb.com. And Thomas, appreciate you coming in, and that golden rule is very valuable. Appreciate that.
Always a pleasure.
All right, we had Milly Athanason on as well. Another great show. I want to thank our producers, thank everybody behind the scenes, all of our support, people that support the show, calling into the hotline. Hey, please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.